Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hey guys, welcome to a new YouTube video. I am so glad that you're here. Hope you stuck around to the end to see all the good stuff that's involved. But before we get into the video, I do want to share a little something with you. So this video is all about my college experience, and I'm assuming that there's going to be a lot of college students or high schoolers watching this video. And I just wanted to share with you guys an app that I discovered recently called Goodwall, and they are the sponsor of this video. So this app is like LinkedIn, except that it's for high school students and college students. It's free, and it's a really cool concept. It's a place for students and young professionals to showcase their achievements, connect with people, and then they also provide scholarships. They share scholarships with you guys, and they also share things like job opportunities, internships. You can pitch ideas on the platform, gain recognition and support from other people. So it's all around just a good place to make connections and kind of try to build on your future. So I'm just going to show you guys my Goodwall app real quick. Here's what my profile looks like. So I have a picture of myself, a little bit about me. I've already started adding like my achievements, like being an Instagrammer, a YouTuber, things like that. And I've already received some feedback on them. I've made connections with some people already. Your profile is where you keep all your skills, your achievements, your work experience. So it's kind of like your own personal website. Here's what your feed looks like. They ask you a lot of questions about like what you're interested in. So obviously I said art and design. I also said I'm interested in like entrepreneurship. A lot of things that pop up in my feed are related to those categories. Okay, and then this is one of my favorite parts about this app. They have an opportunities tab, and this is where you can find awards, challenges, scholarship opportunities, job opportunities, and I've definitely spent some time looking through these. One scholarship that I found that I wanted to share with you guys, just to give you an idea of like what you can possibly find on this app, and I actually put it in my saved folder so I can find it easily. So this is the Elizabeth Greenshields Foundation Grant for Artists. It gives you all the information you need to know about how to apply, and they also have a lot of other opportunities that I encourage you guys to go check out. Get the app and start looking for yourself. Again, it's free, so you really have nothing to lose. Start connecting with people and finding these opportunities and putting yourself out there. So click the link in my description to get the app, and don't forget to check out that artist grant opportunity that I mentioned, and also follow me on there while you're at it. Let's get into the rest of the video. About time I filmed this video. A long time ago, I filmed a video that showed all of my artwork from my first year of college. And after my second year, I totally meant to film another video. I was planning on doing it that summer. It never happened. We are now in the second semester, halfway through the second semester of second semester of the third year, and I'm just now filming this video. But I'm here now, and that's all that matters, right? In the last video that I filmed that showed all my art from my first year of college, I had it all with me. It was all piled up on my bed, on the floor, everywhere. However, this year, the only physical things that I have in this room is this little assortment of papers. I went on a little scavenger hunt just yesterday to try to find all my art, the art building in my studio, and I didn't find much. I do have all my paintings in there from painting 2 and 3, so I did film those, but I left them in my studio. Everything else that was my art from my second year of college is all going to be in picture form on my laptop. So let's get into it. So I have it nicely organized into a little first semester and second semester folder. I do have pictures of what my desk looked like last year, kind of like a mini version of my wall back here. I just got a bunch of pictures from magazines and I put them all around like the sides of my desk and everything. So first semester, the classes that I was taking was art appreciation, and that was just like a history class. I also took figure workshop and painting 2, and also woodworking for artists. So I was taking quite a few art classes that year. So I'll start with art appreciation. That didn't have like any art that I was actually supposed to do for the class. I did go on a New York trip for that class, and I did a little video about that you guys may have watched. So I thought I would just show you the picture that I created from that trip. It wasn't for schoolwork or anything, but it was a piece of art that I did kind of because of one of my classes that year. I basically just drew my outfit from each day, and I added a few of the things that we did on those days behind it. So now for figure workshop. The school that I go to, we can't actually have like naked models. We're a Christian school and that's just not something we do. But we did have models who just kind of like wore tighter clothes like spandex or like a sports bra or something. For that class we also had to do sketchbook drawings based on paintings and drawings that other artists have done, like old masters and things like that. So I have a few pictures from my sketchbook. I wish I could find that sketchbook because it would be kind of fun just to flip through for you guys. You can see all the sketches that I did for this class just based on these pictures. So the main things that we did in that class were obviously just bigger projects on bigger pieces of paper. This is one that I started, but the problem here was that we had one model who started out the year and then she decided that she didn't want to do the job anymore, and I had to start over with the new model that we got. I didn't get too far, so it wasn't that bad. These are about the sizes of paper that we used for these projects. Our first project was really cool and also a lot of work. He wanted us to kind of learn how to draw the figure based on the anatomy. We took one sheet of that big paper and drew the model on it, and then we had 2 sheets of transparent paper where we put the skeletal system on one and then the muscular system on the other one, and he also had us label some of the muscles and some of the bones. And that project took a long time, but it was also really cool to see the outcome of it, and honestly I really enjoyed it, even though it was very time consuming. For this class we had a guy and a girl model, so the rest of the pictures that I did for that class were of the guy, and we just put them in different poses. Often we would look through a book of old masters art and we would copy some of the poses that they used for their pieces, and we would just tell the model, okay, get in this pose. It could be very frustrating because obviously when you have a live model they're moving, but it was good to practice and a good way to stretch yourself as an artist. The last project we did that year was actually a sculpture project. Unfortunately, we didn't get to keep our sculptures because we didn't like fire the clay that we used afterwards or anything. It was good for practice and kind of a good way to think more about the figure as a 3D object. It was fun, but it was also very frustrating for me. I took some pictures of whenever we would wrap the clay in wet paper towels just to keep it safe overnight, to keep it, wet and like able to be worked with. But the way that we put the paper towels over it often looked like an art creation in and of itself, so I took a lot of pictures of those. The other big art class I took that year was painting 2, and this was the first year that I actually got to use the studio space, which was really nice. Not a big classroom setting where everybody's just kind of cramped. Our first project was painting boxes, but like we would use colorful creative lighting on the boxes. The boxes were an easy thing to use for this project since they're very simple shapes, and it was just good to practice lighting and color. The next project we did was a really fun one. This one involved a box again. We set up this like little scene inside the box. We just used random things. So for mine I used a water bottle, some nails, a little triangular piece of wood, and even a little hand sculpture that we used for like references for drawing one. And I just arranged them all inside this box and cut a couple of holes in, one to see through and one in the back to put light through. It was really cool. I loved the concept and I liked how the painting turned out. And then the last project we did in that class was called foibles. Foible is like an eccentric part of your character. So I edited a photo of myself on Photoshop and I added just like little things, like had a little like thundercloud thing over my head because I'm in my head a lot and like overthinking. I added like lots of little art references and then I painted it, and that was the biggest painting that we did that year. It was a fun project too. Also in painting 2, we created little studies. I did 4 of them. One was just painting a little soap container that I found. I really needed something to do a study of. I also did a paintbrush and I wrapped it in plastic wrap. He also had another one where he wanted us to wrap something in tinfoil, so I just looked at my hand, wrapped the fingers in tinfoil, and like put some red paint on it just for a little extra dynamic to the piece. And I held up my hand for so long it went numb. And then I also did this quick painting of my glass water jar. And then also I did a painting of one of the lights that we used to shine on the boxes in the first project. And yeah, those were my studies that year and all my projects in that class. And then finally, the last class that we have is woodworking for artists, and I also made two things in that class. One was a frame that I ended up taking a little photo shoot with just for Instagram, and then the other thing I actually don't have a picture of, but it was a little frame that I wanted to make so that it would fit the mini canvases that I used to paint for people. Okay, so now for second semester, I did not take nearly as many art classes this semester. I did take an art history class, and I took painting 3. I didn't make any projects in art history, so I only have painting 3 to show you. But also this year we had a night market at our school. That was the first year we did that, and so far it's happened twice. So I'll just show you a little picture of the night market. That was where I sold my painted shirts and I sold some painted records. I was back in the painting room this year. I didn't get to go in the studio and have my own little space, sadly. One of the projects that I did, I was outside for. I picked a spot to paint, and I painted the same scene twice based on Monet's paintings. He painted the same scene multiple times in different lighting in different seasons just to see how like the lighting and the atmosphere changed. And so that was kind of what we were doing for this painting. Another painting that I did was this cubism project. We set up a little still life scene, and then we took little pieces from that still life and made it into this cubist painting. Another project that we did in that class was based off of Jackson Pollock's painting. I just laid this big canvas on the floor, dripped paint all over it. It was really fun, like, to make it in the process, but I wasn't thinking about how much paint I was using, and it ended up being really heavy. And the final painting that we did for that class, I was really happy with. I planned it out first. I did 2 like little collages just to kind of figure out kind of what vibe I was going for, and then I chose one of those collages. I have some of the sketches that I did to plan out this final painting. I was really happy with how it came out. The sculpture is really realistic, and I also combined a style of realism with a style of like impressionism, expressionism, so I was really happy with that piece. So that was all my classes for the actual school year. However, that summer I also took some classes in Austria, and so I have a few of those pictures here. This one was based on our trip to Venice because we went to Venice for a week before Austria. I just kind of collaged a bunch of the things that I saw in Venice. I used color pencil down here in this section, and then watercolor in the rest of the painting. I actually used watercolor right here, and then for the rest of the painting I used a mixture of watercolor and tempera paint. I was really happy with this one, especially with how the houses came out. The next piece that I did was completely done in colored pencil. The theme of this assignment was to do like a popular theme that old masters in art have been doing for years. I chose the theme of Mary and Martha. Whenever Jesus came to Martha's house and Mary was just sitting at his feet listening to him, and Martha was serving him and wanting Mary to come help her. She was busy, she was working all the time. So I chose that theme for this piece, and I used myself as a reference with how I often work all the time, and I don't really put aside time to build my relationship with God. So in this piece you can see one of the paintings of Mary and Martha in the background just as a reference to that. It's supposed to be me as an artist, so it's like I was making that painting in the background. I used a reference to Romanticism, where they kind of have those paintings with just the internal glow, which a lot of times represents God just throughout nature. So I tried to reference that here with glowing nature outside as God like calling me, beckoning me to spend time with him. So that was that piece, and these are a few sketches that I did just to plan that piece out. Alright, so that is all my art from the second year of college. Sorry it took me so long to get this video out, but I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please let me know in the comments below and give this video a like. And if you're new to my channel, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this one. I'll be back sometime soon with another YouTube video. Bye! Before I let you guys go, I just want wanted to show you my newest sticker collection and let you guys know that they are indeed up for sale. The link is in the description. Go check them out, guys. I'm really excited about this collection. I call it the artist's hands. Anyways, okay, bye guys.